There is a brand new Mattatuck Museum in the works.
The Waterbury Museum is being reimagined, and joining us to tell us what the construction process has been like and what we can expect when it reopens is Bob Burns. He's the executive director of the museum. Very exciting stuff here, Bob.
Good to see you.
Good to see you both. Thank you so much for having us here today. It is very, very exciting, and we're thrilled to be sharing it with you.
All right, so it started back in 2019, right? And then COVID hit. How have you been managing?
You know, I think we've actually sort of lucked out because construction was considered an essential business, so the construction continued all the way through. What changed for me personally was that my staff went and worked remotely, and I came to the construction site every single day in my hard hat and my vest and supervised the work that was happening. So that was pretty exciting for me.
You know, and I think we even have a little bit of video of the construction, but for those who have been to the Mattatuck Museum before, can you tell us how it's going to be different and why you're doing this?
Well, it's going to be dramatically different. We actually wanted to open up the space so that it was inviting and wanted people to feel like they were welcome. So we removed the 1986 edition and we put a new edition on. There's lots of glass, lots of windows, a very clear front door that was always a challenge for people. It'll have a classroom on the first floor, a new museum shop, cafe, seating area. And on the roof of this new edition, we're going to have a roof terrace that will hold up to 240 people for events and parties and things like that. So it's going to be dramatically different, and it's going to look dramatically different when people come downtown.
Bob, for those people, Karen and I have been there obviously several times, but if you've never been to the museum, tell us what you can expect to see at this particular museum.
Well, we're lucky. We have a dual mission of art and history. So we tell the history of the Naugatuck Valley from the early settlers to today. And then we also have this amazing collection, some of which is around me here in our temporary home, of work by Connecticut artists from the 18th century to the 21st century. And we do all sorts of changing exhibitions throughout the year where we bring in artists from all around the world, sort of matching the many different nationalities of the people here in the city of Waterbury.
Yeah, and there's so many different things that I know I've been out there. I think when you've had the baseball exhibit, and that you also have the really fun button exhibit with little miniature things. Tell us about that.
It's true. We do have a collection of over 10,000 buttons that were collected to inspire the employees of the Waterbury Button Company, and those hang in our third floor button museum. So it's amazing. They're made out of all sorts of materials. Some are hand painted, some are made out of bone. It's kind of an amazing collection of buttons as well.
Bob, forgive me if I'm wrong, because I might be getting my museums mixed up, but don't you guys have artifacts from the Titanic? Something to do?
We did actually do a show about that,
okay,
but we don't own artifacts.
Perfect. Okay, I remember that.
So the reopening is slated for the end of February. We don't know what the world's going to look like at that point, but what will it entail?
So we are supposed to get the building back at the end of November, and we've moved everything to our temporary home here at Rose Hill, just around the corner. So we're going to take that time between the end of November and the end of February to move all of our collections back, to reinstall our permanent collections in our beautifully restored galleries. We're putting a whole new exhibition with our presidential signatures together in our collections galleries. We'll have 2 new gallery spaces, which will feature the work of a photographer named Carolyn Marks Blackwood and a painter named Robert, oh my goodness, I just forgot his last name. And then what really will be sort of the driving force for people in the February to April, May opening events is really seeing the new building, experiencing the new spaces, coming and participating in workshops in our new classrooms. We're now going to have 2 classroom spaces in the building. We're going to do adult programs and youth and family programs in those spaces. So it's going to be a whole new feeling experience. And we're also going to have some sculpture outside the building that will be installed, a piece that was commissioned specifically for us by the artist Don Gummer, and then some other works outside the building. So it's going to be a whole new experience for people who visit us there.
Well, thank you so much, Bob. We appreciate your time, and we wish you much continued success.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
You can learn more about the museum by just visiting mattmuseum.org.
It really is a gem right here.
It is, and I love that they're expanding it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. But the cafe especially.
Beautiful.
That's terrific.